Jason Gilbo here with Rob Mazika, taking a look at stacks for tonight's 10-game slate. We got ourselves a Coors game again, which did not hit on either side really last night, unless you just played a solo Will Myers stack, but that was it.
Yeah, Coors didn't hit last night. Could hit tonight. Up to 12 total now. I could see that even going up to 12.5 once the lock hits. But there are other spots that you could stack it tonight as well.
Yeah, there definitely are. First game, though, Reds and Pirates, Jameson Taillon versus Rookie Davis. Not a particularly great park to stack in this time of year. These offenses not really particularly thrilling. I don't see this one being really any stacking potential.
I don't either. And then there's some rain risk as well, so keep an eye on that for your one-offs. But, I mean, you could stack against the Pirates since the Reds bullpen – stack the Pirates because the Reds bullpen threw a lot of innings yesterday. And I don't know how great this Rookie Davis guy is and how far he can go. So potentially as like a contrarian stack, you could do it, but I just don't know who you would pick and choose from that lineup.
Yeah, I mean the problem is if you're stacking, you're probably going to be using like Marte, McCutchen, Polanco, and then that just locks up 3 outfield spots that you can't use anywhere else.
Yeah, it's tough to stack the Pirates and some of these other teams as well, just because you take up so many of the outfield positions.
Yeah. Cardinals and Nationals, Gio Gonzalez, Lance Lynn. We saw the Nationals last night. Kind of a weird stack because there was no real extra base hits or power outside of a few guys. I mean, they roped in 14 runs and 19 hits, but it was like 70, 80% of them were singles.
That's fine. It worked out for me. It worked out for a lot of people. I'm content with it. I actually like him as a stack again tonight. Lance Lynn gave up a 350 WOBA to lefties last year. And all the same guys are in play. Eaton, Harper, Murphy. Murphy had the bad game last night. I can't see him having a bad game again tonight. And you can just round it out with like Ryan Zimmerman.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely prefer – I'm not a big Rendon guy. He just kind of breaks up. It's basically whoever's been in that 2-hole without Trey Turner, I just kind of skip over.
Yeah, Rendon, he wasn't friendly to me last night, but I'm off him tonight. That's a little biased, but then again, he's hitting under 100 on the year.
Yeah, and you look at Lance Lynn, I mean, this is a guy, in his career, decent right-handed arm. I mean, I'll definitely give him that, but working his way back from injury, not quite sure how good he's going to be tonight.
I'm not sure either, and if he doesn't last long, that Cardinals bullpen did not look good last night.
No, they definitely don't. And on the Cardinals side, this is just not a stackable team for me.
Not for me either. Just a couple one-offs with like Steven Piscotty, but besides that, I can't stack them.
No. Mets and Phillies next year. Clay Buchholz versus Matt Harvey. Citizens Bank Field here. Wind blowing out to right. I mean, I like the lefty Mets here, and I like them a lot.
I like them a lot too. It's hot up north in the Northeast today. It's up to 80 degrees in Philadelphia. All the Mets lefties are in play. Even Cespedes to round out the stack as well.
Yeah, you look at Buchholz, 342 WOBA to lefties last year, 36% hard contact rate. I mean, Mets are going to be bringing about 7 lefties to the table. I think Buchholz could be out of there quick. And we also know this Phillies bullpen is not good either.
No, not at all. And the ballpark's very good as well. The Mets as a team, you can stack pretty much 1 through 7.
Yeah. And on the Phillies side, not really looking to stack. I'm not saying Matt Hardy's going to shut him down, and I don't think he's actually going to have a terrific start. But it's just going to be serviceable enough where it's not going to be stack worthy.
Yeah, it's not stack worthy. Harvey, actually, there's a lot of talk that he might redeem himself this year. I'm going to wait and see on that, but I just don't want to stack this Phillies team tonight.
No. Brewers and Jays, Jay Happ versus Willie Peralta. On the Brewers side, I mean, there's a lot of right-handed bats you can get behind, but Happ's pretty good at kind of limiting damage. Milwaukee's so boomer bust. I mean, I just kind of see him as more one-off plays than a stack.
Same here, and yeah, like you said, the way Jay Happ limits damage, he really takes away a stackable option against them.
Yeah. And on the J side, the one thing that you and I talked about was basically Josh Donaldson. If he's in the lineup, the stack is a lot more appealing. If he's out, you're probably going to get Tulo, who jumps in. I mean, I still like it either way, but I definitely prefer it with Donaldson just because Willie Peralta, yes, he had the good start, but this guy's been bad. I mean, just awful in his career.
Yeah, he's been really bad. He actually pitched when I was in the live final last year, threw a gem, so it knocked a lot of people out. But Willie Peralta, for his career, he's just not good at all, either side of the plate. Donaldson makes that Blue Jay stack really appealing because most of his home runs actually come against righties. And these bats like Devin Travis, Tulowitzki, Kendrys Morales, they all could hit righty as well, and this Brewers bullpen isn't that great either.
Yeah, first game there at Toronto, and you look here, FanDuel's got some really nice prices on these guys. I mean, Travis 2,400, Bautista 34, Morales 3K, I mean, Donaldson's 38. So usually we're like paying always premium prices for a J stack, but this year not so much.
No, they haven't really exploded yet this year, but it could happen tonight.
Yep. Braves in Miami, Dan Strader versus Bartolo Colon. I'm gonna let you take over the Marlins stack because this is yours, and you're looking at some BVP numbers, which they definitely stand out.
Yeah, they do. Well, first I'm going to touch on the Braves and just say that they're not really stackable against Dan Straley, the fly ball pitcher. But the Marlins as a stack as a whole, the 1 through 5, Gordon, Real, Muto, Yelich, Stanton, Bohr, they're all hitting over 300 and over 333 on a good, decent sample size of 20 plus more at bats for almost all of them. Bartolo Colon, he really wasn't that great against lefties last season. He sometimes limits the damage, but we have seen him blow up. Basically, it's mainly a BVP stack. They're not too expensive. You could fit them in with the higher priced pitchers, and they're really contrarian tonight as well.
Yeah, I mean, everything kind of backs up. I mean, if you're not in the BVP, you just look at Cologne anyway. I mean, 327 WOBA allowed, 37% hard ball rate, 1.72 home runs per nine to lefties. So, I mean, that really opens the door for, as you said, guys like Yelich, Bohr. Real Muto's been on fire to start the year.
Yeah, he's actually one of my favorite players of the night in general.
Yeah, and I mean, the price is, disrespectful so far.
It is. He hits like an outfielder but plays catcher, and that's just what we need.
Yep. Baltimore-Boston next year, Dylan Bundy versus Drew Pomeranz. Bundy had the solid start in his opener. Not a guy that I'm chasing points with. Boston, I think the potential's there for a stack. I mean, I'm not going to rule against it, but I don't know if I'm going to have one tonight.
I don't know either, just because I don't want to stack every team. But I like this whole game as a stack just in general. Just do a full-out game stack. Really warm up in Boston, wind blowing out to left field. Great hitter's park for righties, and both these teams have a bunch of good righties bats.
Yeah, I mean, and you look at Pomeranz, I mean, since he's come to Boston, 14 home runs over 68 innings, 4.78 FIP. I mean, had a hard contact allowed 28% San Diego, and then that's jumped to 36%. So, I mean, this guy just has not been good. He's been a below average lefty since coming to Boston. So, with Adam Jones, Manny Machado, Mark Trumbo, they've all been really volatile against lefties in their career. I mean, they've had up and down seasons against them, but I mean, Monster's only 310 away. I could definitely see some balls going over tonight.
I can too. It's a 9.5 total, and it's a pick 'em. Both these teams, I expect to put up runs. It's contrarian a game stack to Coors if you really want to fade Coors tonight, which is scary, but sometimes it's the right play in theory.
Yeah. I mean, we've seen it pan out, basically most slates so far. And speaking of Coors next year, Jared Weaver versus Antonio Senzatella. Senzatella had some decent numbers in the minors, but, I mean, entering his first Coors game, ugh.
Yeah, that's rough for him. We don't know how he's going to pan out yet, but this Padres team, you could stack them. It's Coors. They didn't even go off last night, but they definitely can't tonight. They got guys like Will Myers, Jankowski, Margot, Solarte, Schimpf, just to name a few that could all really hit Senzatella well.
Yeah, and I mean, think once again for me, I like him a lot over on FanDuel because I mean, outside of Myers, everyone's basically below or are 3,500 or below. So I mean, you can still pay for pitching and get a Padres stack.
Yeah, it's way too cheap for a core stack. I think they'll correct that as the year goes on.
Yeah, and on the Rocky side, I mean, take your pick here, 1 through 7.
Yeah, 7-run total. Jared Weaver, he's an extreme fly ball pitcher. A 370 around 370 WOBA from both sides of the plate. It's just not a good spot for him at all.
No, it's not. And we'll kind of round out the last few games here. You got games in LA, games in Seattle, games in San Francisco. I don't see any real stacking potential here. And I'm not really looking at a ton for even one-offs.
No, there's no need to go into these late games tonight to stack. There's actually some decent pitching options that you could pick in those games. But all in all, in these ballparks and with all these other games on the slate, there's just no need to stack them.
No, definitely not. So recapping here, I mean, obviously we got Coors, but you're looking at the Nationals, certainly in play as well. Mets become one of my favorite stacks of the night. You as well. You like the Marlins. Jays kind of hindering on Josh Donaldson. And then we look at that game at Fenway.
Yep, that's exactly how it is tonight. Rockies are just going to be the highest owned tonight. So if you have the nuts and really want to differentiate yourself, I would fade them completely. But otherwise, they're a solid play.
Yeah, definitely are. So that's going to wrap things up here. You can head on over to DaveFantasyCafe.com and check out our great tools and content.
Yeah, good luck.